Want to add rustic charm to your garden without breaking the bank? Let me show you how to build a traditional wattle fence using just natural branches and a few simple tools. Hi everyone, I'm Olga. Today we are building beautiful wattle fence for your garden. It is cheap, satisfying and totally beginner friendly. For this job you will need vertical sticks, which are going to be the structural support of your wattle fence. Then second, you will need horizontal sticks, and they are nice and soft and flexible, and they will make a beautiful structure of the fence. They will go horizontally on your wattle fence. Then you will need something to make holes with in the ground. I'm going to use this hole digger. And you would need a saw to cut the top level of your fence to make sure that it's nice and even, those vertical sticks. I went a little bit further and I masked the color of the treated wood with waterproof stain and sealer, which is optional. Several remarks about these long sticks, how to harvest them and how to preserve this flexibility in them. Well, the biggest success is based on how flexible these sticks are. Well, this one is a little bit thick, so I can't bend it very well. But old wood will snap instead of bending. So if you put these sticks on the grass, on the lawn, on the sun for several days, they're going to dry and you wouldn't be able to weave them, bend them successfully because they will snap. So my trick, what I do, the day I harvest all these sticks, I just put them into the bucket with water, and this way I can prolong this flexibility for maybe 2 weeks. Otherwise, if you store them outside, especially in the sun, they are not going to bend like this after several days, and you wouldn't be able to weave them successfully and make a beautiful wattle fence. So these saplings were growing at the edge of the forest. Recently I got acquainted with this lovely gardener, Lydia, who has 15 acres of property, and a lot of those 15 acres are covered by forest. So we went to her garden. She invited us, thank you Lydia, and we harvested these long saplings. These are young trees which are growing at the edge of the forest where there is sun, and they are stretching towards the sun, making this beautiful height. And by the way, here are some good choices of trees for you to harvest nice, beautiful, flexible sticks for this project. My vertical choice of sticks, I decided to go for these planks. I had some structures in my garden which rotted within a year, and I built them with natural wood, and at the point where the wood meets the soil, the wood rots very fast, and I don't want that to happen to my fence. So I am deciding that the vertical stuff is going to be treated wood, and I also went ahead and I painted it, because I do not really like how treated wood from the store looks. So I'm using this paint, actually it's a stain, so right away I get that effect. Some of you were saying to me that we have to wait for the treated wood to dry up and then only to use any stains or paints, otherwise the paint is not going to stick. Yes, because there is a wetness underneath, but in my case I am going for the effect right away. I don't worry about the stain not sticking, but something to keep in mind, right? So I'm using these 8 feet planks, and they are 1 inch wide and ½ an inch approximately thick. It's whatever I could find in my home improvement store. The hole digger, where is it? Because this area here is so crowded with roots of my evergreen tree that I'm going to use this very narrow hole digger and make holes as deep as I can. And if I cannot make certain holes deep, it's okay with me. I'm going to use a saw, and at the end I will just trim the height to make it the same length. But I'm hoping that some of the sticks will go really deep and stabilize the fence, because there's a lot of movement of air here under this tree, and I don't want my fence to collapse. For example, at the back here we have that wattle fence, which is there for its 4th year, so 3 winters. It overwintered there successfully. And for vertical planks, I used natural wood there. But the story there is different, because I attached that natural wood to the link fence, that aluminum fence, the ugly one. I really didn't like it in my garden, so I decided to go for that beautiful natural effect. I planted ivy, I surrounded it with different plants, so I love that. That's my favorite place in the garden. And that fence is there for 4 years already because of support of the link fence. But here in this area where I'm planning to do the fence, I don't have that luxury of attaching my wattle fence to other permanent structures. So I'm using these treated planks, choosing the place for the wattle fence. I want my wattle fence to be functional in the garden. So here under this evergreen tree, behind my beautiful rose, climbing rose, this is a shady area. And behind here we have a space, and there is always something ending up here. Every year I have either some sort of a compost bags or extra sticks or a boat or whatever. It's always utilized because our garden is not as big, so we don't have a lot of spaces in the garden where to be functional. So I decided, instead of just constantly trying to clean it up, keeping it clean, keeping it neat, right now I'm keeping those branches. I want them to dry because I'm planning to do a gate into our garden right there. I am going to cover it with the help of wattle fence. And this wattle fence, probably, I'm hoping it to be this height. I wouldn't have enough of sticks. So I will start the foundation and I will slowly build them up. And by the way, keep in mind that once your wattle fence is up, it will start sagging right away. So within 2 weeks, you will see a difference. For example, maybe a month ago or 2 months ago, I made my another wattle fence, but from branches from mulberry tree, and look at the progress of sagging. 2 months and I already have the gap on the top, big one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use smooth sticks to put on top, and my wattle fence will just have, this design feature. Some portion of it would be very twiggy and another portion of it will be smooth, and we will call it as it's supposed to be, using the disadvantages to become advantages in the garden. So here, this is the place I'm going to put it behind this tree because I like the bark of this tree and it would be too much to put it in front. So you see those sticks right there? I'm going to make a fence following those sticks, going all the way out there, covering all this mess, and I will have, eventually these sticks will be gone, but I will have that space to store whatever I need in the garden, and it will hide conveniently behind my beautiful, gorgeous wattle fence, right? My fence is going to be approximately 15 feet long. So for this project, I purchased 14 vertical planks and I'm placing them approximately 1 foot apart. I think this distance would be good for weaving. It will keep planks well secured, those horizontal weaving sticks, and it will look good. Now, as you can see, the soil level around my evergreen tree is a little bit curved. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to compensate for that, and I will start weaving at the lowest part first, and then slowly will build it up to the level where my fence is totally horizontal, because I want my fence to be nice and sharp looking without any curvature in weaving pattern. As you can see, I'm starting it right here on one end. My sticks, they have to be nice and smooth because the weaving pattern is simple. It's in and out, in rotating design, but you will struggle. If you will have those little branches, side branches, you will struggle with the job. All the sticks, you can see how much I have. And they are only good for half of the job. So the fence is 15 feet long, 2-3 feet high, and that's the amount of sticks you will need for the job. I like my fence to look nice and neat. So all those edges, the side edges, I begin with the weaving, I begin with the thicker part of the weaving sticks, because I want those edges to be well defined. As you can see here, you see, the beginning is always with the heavier part of the stick. And I don't worry about where I'm placing, how far I'm placing those sticks. I can take care of it later and trim them. I decided not to do it because I liked how natural that edge looked, and it didn't take away from the beauty, the natural beauty of the fence. If you have all the sticks available, you can do this project within several hours. It's not difficult at all. You just need to have plenty of natural material. We had some branches again from our maple tree being taken down in front of the house, so I used those branches. But look, a little small pile of branches, but they went in as well. They looked a little bit different in the color. I don't worry about it. Eventually my vertical planks will age well. Right now you can see them through the weaving pattern, but I don't worry about it. They're going to age and my fence will have this homogeneous grayish brown color. The last part of the job, trimming off all the vertical sticks. I was trying to come up with some sort of design. I gave up the idea and didn't look good. So after giving it a little bit of consideration, I just took all the vertical sticks off that height. And so my wattle fence is ready. What a great DIY. The most difficult thing I want you to know is the amount of sticks you need. It took me 2 weeks to make this project. Not that because it's difficult to weave, but because you need a lot of sticks. Just look at this fence. It is approximately, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 5 yards long and maybe 1.5 yards high. And I needed double of the amount of sticks I had originally, so I had to wait to find sticks somewhere, and my other friends happened to have them, so here is the fence. I'm very happy, and I wanted to do some sort of a design here on top. It didn't look good. I gave up the idea, so I'm keeping it nice and clean, and now I can do all sorts of decorations around this area, but it is for another video. My next video would be about decorating. There's one thing which I want to do with this fence. It's a little bit top heavy and I'm afraid that wind might be too much for it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do like a door frame, like a rectangular support here from planks. This way when the wind blows, and usually it blows through here like this, the fence would be supported, but all the garbage from our garden will go here. It's kind of a nice entrance. I like it very much. So the plan is to cut some of the branches here to let a little bit more of sun here, since this is shading the back hedge of my neighbors. And I wanted the height to be, you see how you look? And there is a little bit of green here on top, not just the house of my neighbors, but the green top. So this height I think is perfect. All right, my dear gardeners, please do subscribe. And in our next video, let's decorate. Happy gardening.